In this lesson, I want to insert this line into our Get Involved section down here. So there's different ways to do this, and for one, you would think, well, we could just use border bottom here on this H2, but the line is actually thinner or skinnier than the text, so that's not going to work. So what we're going to use is we're going to use what is called a horizontal rule. And let's go ahead and fix this H2 real quick so that's the right indentation here. Then let's put this HR tag in here. This is a horizontal rule. So let's see what that does. Let's reload the page. You can see this very vague line going across the page. And this is going to be nice and simple because Bootstrap actually does a lot of the styling for us. So you can see down here the styling it's done. So let's go ahead and make it the color of this text up here, which is, if we remember correctly, E74C3C. Oh, sorry. It's going to be border color because it's not text. This is a border. Border color E74C3C. All right, now we can do width. We'll do 20%. Let's do, and this width is relative to the div that it is within. So this div of class container homepage, which has a width of 1170 thanks to the container class. So if we mess with this some, you can see the line getting a little bit skinnier, and that's because the percentage is relative to the div that it is within. So we actually won't use percentage on this. We're going to keep it consistent, and we'll use probably about 20 pixels. Nope, way more than that. Let's go 160 pixels. And then I also want the margin top. See, they've already given us a margin top down here of 20 pixels. Let's go 10 pixels. So let's go, actually, let's go 15 pixels. Yeah, that looks good there. Okay, so we have that going. A couple things to note is that Bootstrap's already done some styling of this horizontal rule for us. As you can look down here, it's done margin top, which we overruled, margin bottom. It's given it a border of 0. So what's usually the case is that, let me show you, without CSS doing the styling, this is what it looks like. And you can see how it's much thicker. And so what CSS is doing is say border of 0, so there's no border, but then it's saying the border top is 1 pixel solid and this color, which we're overriding right here with E74C3C. So we could say up here, we could say border top, 1 pixel solid. All right, so we have that. And then also what I want you to see here is that this horizontal rule here is centered. And you may think it's because we've given this whole home page a text of line of center. But if we take away that center, this horizontal rule still stays here in the center. Why is that? This is because there's a different way between centering inline elements, which you do by text align center, than centering block elements. So this HR is actually a block element, just like divs are, H2s, paragraphs, and so on and so forth, ones that we've talked about. So in order to center a block element, well, first let me show you. So we've given it a margin top of 15 pixels. Let's go ahead and give it a margin all the way around of 15 pixels, and it mysteriously moves over here to the left. Okay, so we look down here at the box model, 15 pixels all the way around. Well, in order to center block elements, what you have to do is to give it a margin on the left and the margin on the right of auto. So one way to do that, and we'll just go ahead and exit this out and say margin. And remember, if you do 2, values. Top and bottom is the first value, and left and right is the second value. So we're just going to say auto, and now it's centered again. So now you know how to center block elements. It's got to have a margin left and a margin right of auto, and it will be centered in the div that it is within. Now let's just fix all this over here. Take it back to margin top, 15 pixels. Everything looks good, so we'll grab these three, and then we'll say for all HRs and a div with a class of homepage, these are the CSS properties you want it to have. So we'll come over here, dot homepage, HR, reload the page, and everything looks awesome. We overwrote the border top rule, and the margin top rule looks good, and we'll move on to styling or creating this who we are div.